Okay, last section for this packet for foundations is our order of operations. And so many people are like, that's PEMDAS. Yeah, but most of people don't actually understand what it means. Yeah, they understand the parentheses, the exponents, multiplication, division, blah, 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 but not necessarily how to use it. I have students who've made it through college algebra trig that still are confused. So give me a chance. All right. This is what they mean. There's other ways to write it too, but I'm going to stick with the PEMDAS but there's a different way I want to write PEMDAS. I don't want to leave it like this. I want to write it like that with parentheses. Here's why. With the parentheses, that's what P means. And I already told you that that can be absolute value, but it's also braces. So, which are these cute little curly guys, which are curly braces. There's brackets. So parentheses, braces, brackets, they all mean the same thing. And then absolute value, which is your straight lines. This means if you've got a curly braces with a bracket and parentheses, you always work from the inside, the innermost parenthesis bracket, whatever it is, first, and work your way out. You don't just hit the whole thing. That would not end well. You start with the innermost parenthesis or bracket or whatever it is and work your way out. So you're going to go work from the inside out. Work from inside out. All right. The next one is exponents. And there's nothing exciting about that other than don't forget your parentheses if needed. Now, I like to write it like this, but I put arrows over them. What does this mean? It means multiplication or division, whoever shows up first from left to right in the equation or in the expression. So this means multiplication or division, but not doing multiplication first, then division. That could cause some major issues. You do who shows up first from left to right. Always left to right. That's why I do this. Addition and subtraction is the same thing. Whoever shows up first from left to right. All right, not what's easiest, not what you, when you look at the expression, oh, I know what this is. You have to do it in this method. Otherwise, it's going to be wrong. So knowing this, making sure that you understand these two, I want you to attempt each of these on an individual basis, pause the video, and then come back to see how you did. They're going to get progressively harder. And there's going to be little things that I want you to be able to capture as you're working through this and to make sure you understand it before we get further into this course. This is your foundations. Everything I've covered, this is the last section for foundations. You need to get a good handle on this before you're successful in the rest of this class. Otherwise, you will not be. Your foundations, if your foundations are weak, you will struggle through the rest of this class and even more so in the next class because those classes go so much faster. So please make sure you get a good handle on everything I've covered up through this video. All right. And let me know what questions you have so I can help you. Pause the video and then come back. So we've got division and multiplication. And now up here, you would think, oh, M comes before D. It's whoever comes first from left to right. Division comes before multiplication. So 10, and I'll show you why. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then times 3 is 6. If you did multiplication then division, you would have 10 divided by 15, which is this, which reduces to 2/3. 6 and 2/3 are not the same thing. You have to do who comes first from left to right when dealing with multiplication and division. All right, hopefully that helped. Attempt the next one and then come back. So we've got order of operations is parentheses, nope, exponents. We're going to do our exponents next. 4 squared is 16 because it's 4 times 4. I'm going to bring everything else down. I know some of you hate to write. I don't know why, but this will save you mistakes if you just do one step at a time. Now we've got subtraction, division, and addition. Division comes before subtraction and addition. If you want to do this and this, it's going to be wrong. You have to combine these first. So write 16, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, and then bring down the plus 3. Negative divided by positive is negative. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, left to right, addition, or subtraction and addition. 16 minus 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Okay. Let me know what questions you have. The next one, we've got 2 times 3 squared. Now, you would think multiplication comes after exponents. However, they're in a parenthesis. So you have to do what's in the parenthesis first before you can do the exponent. So 2 times 3 is 6. Then you can square it. 6 squared is 36, which is 6 times 6. If that helps you write that. All right. Next one, you've got multiplication and exponents. You have to do exponent before multiplying. So 2 times 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Now you can multiply 2 times 9 is 18. You cannot go 2 times 3 and then square it. So wrong. That would be 6 squared, which is 36. Please don't do that. All right, pause the videos, come back and see how you did. Inside to out. We've got nested parentheses here. So I'm going to write 3 bracket 4. I'm going to do my parenthesis, bringing everything else down. 9 minus 3 is 6. Okay. Now I have to just bring down the 3, and I have to deal with what's inside this bracket. I've got multiplication and subtraction. Multiplying comes before subtraction. 4 times 6 is 24 minus 12. Still have to do what's inside the bracket before I multiply. Remember, this 3 is multiplied to this. Don't distribute this because it's just numbers. Do not distribute it. People make so many mistakes by doing that. The only time you're going to distribute is whenever you have a variable mixed in there, and we do not in this case. So 3 times 24 minus 12 is 12. Now it's 3 times 12, which is 36. Last one on this page. Lots of stuff happening here. We've got division, addition. We've got a great big old, well, this is also multiplication. We've got a great big old bracket. We've got addition. We've got multiplication, subtraction, and exponent. We have to start with our innermost parenthesis. And I'm going to do this step by step so you see what you need to do here. Eight minus 10. Signs are different, so you subtract and take the larger number. Okay, I'm going to keep bringing these down. We've got 5 plus 2. We've got 2 times negative 2 cubed. We have to do the exponent before we can do the multiplication. Negative 2 cubed. If you put negative 2 cubed in your calculator, you're going to get negative 8. Now, that's correct, but you've got to use the parentheses. Remember, you've got to use the parentheses. Negative 2 needs to be in parentheses cubed, and that is negative 8. Because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 8. Bring the rest of this down. 5 plus 2 times negative 8. We have to multiply before we can add. Positive times a negative is a negative. 2 times 8 is 16. Okay. We still have a parenthesis we've got to get rid of before we can start combining other things. 5 minus 16, positive and a negative, it's going to be subtracting and take the sign of the larger number. Now, we've got division, addition, and multiplication. So we have to do division and multiplication, but we have to do whoever shows up first, left to right. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Now we've got addition and multiplication. We have to do the multiplication. 4 times 11 is 44. Positive times a negative is a negative. And now we subtract, because 3 minus 44, the signs are different, so you subtract and take the sign of the larger number. That's it. That's a lot. This is going to give you some great practice. Okay, if you missed it, get rid of the screen or go on and come back and keep practicing this on your own to make sure you're covered. And you've got homework problems to practice as well. Okay, just make sure you get a good handle on it. Let's go to these last two, and then I'm going to pause the video, or I'm going to make another video for the in-class practice problems. All right. Or are these? No, these are different. Okay, cool. Pause the video, go attempt this one, and then come back. So we've got 3 times 4 minus 9 divided by 2 squared plus 1. Well, do not distribute. Again, you have to do what's in the parentheses first. The signs are different, so you subtract and take the sign of the larger number over. Now, you have to work on the numerator, then you have to work on the denominator. You can do them at the same time, and then you divide. We've got an exponent and we've got addition. 2 squared is 4. Bring down the plus 1. For my numerator, I can now multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. Positive times a negative is a negative. Over 4 plus 1 is 5. Now I can divide. 15 divided by 5 is 3. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. Pause the video and attempt the next one yourself. You can work on the numerator and denominator separately, then combine. We've got exponents. 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is 36. Minus 4 squared. Now, this is not parentheses here. This is just 4 that is squared, not negative 4 squared. So 4 squared is 16. Divided by 12. A negative times a negative is a positive 3. 36 minus 16 is 20. Over 12 plus 3 is 15. These both can be reduced by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Remember how to change from an improper fraction to a mixed number. This is just bringing back in what we did before. 4 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract them and you get 1 divided by 3. So this is 1 and 1/3. This is if you were doing it for mom. For me, I want the 4/3. Okay. There's one more thing I want to show you. It's not on here. And that is 12 minus absolute value of -3. And then 12 minus -3. These are two different things. And I want you to attempt both of these and then come back to see how you did. This is the same thing as 12 minus the absolute value of -3 is 3. So now we've got 12 minus 3, which is 9. This is 12 minus -3. This is the same thing as having a 1 out here. A negative times a negative is a positive 3. 12 plus 3 is 15. Different things. Be careful. All right, I'm going to stop the video and then we'll come back. I want you to go through and attempt the in-class problems, practice problems yourself. And then I'm going to go make you a video so that you can check yourself. And this is covering all 3 sections.